Hey guys!
Well, thank you all for joining the live stream. As you can tell, it's been a bit of a busy week. These two haven't been on in a little while. You've been kind of airborne lately.
Just
doing
a little
the world
bit,
travel thing.
World travel. Yeah, well, I guess we did go around the world or halfway around the world and back again.
Yeah, but I guess for those who are new to this lovely live stream, welcome. This is, of course, our ArcheAge live stream. We're going to be doing this weekly. We have been doing it weekly. You can check out the replays on YouTube. For those who are not familiar, ArcheAge is an open world sandbox MMO. It will be free to play launching this year, 2014, currently in alpha. And as you can see from the chat, we've got a lot of eager fans who I think maybe read a certain announcement. Probably looked like this.
Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah, it probably looks something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
They seem prepared. They seem informed.
I think so, yeah.
See, there's a question like, how's the weather in Korea? It was hot.
Oh my God, it was muggy.
Yeah?
It was hot and muggy.
85 and thunderstorms all week long.
Yeah, it was fun and exciting, but the food was delicious.
If it was delicious, I am jealous.
Well.
It's always a really cool place to visit. This is my second time, and yeah, public transit's awesome. Getting around is super easy. People are awesome.
Jealous of that too.
Yeah.
It is, there is, but we do have to take care of something here really quickly, though.
We do.
Yeah, that needs to go.
Hellbug!
Wrong game.
Season 2 Defiance tonight. No, this is the game you came for, I understand. So, let's take it away, I guess.
Sure.
But we haven't introduced ourselves for those who are new.
Oh, that's true. For those who are new, my name is Victoria. I am also known as FireKate on the forums, and I'm the producer for ArcheAge.
My name is Evan. You probably know me as Scapes on the forums, and I'm your community manager.
I'm Amanda, also known as Amory online, and I am the associate producer for ArcheAge.
Right, so now you guys know who we are.
Sorry to notice that there's a couple of folks talking about some static on the sound. Again, we've been having some issues with our new live stream installation. We're going to see if our tech guy is going to potentially come in, see if we can fix it. But in the interim, grab the jacket. I'll just remove the jacket then.
Get rid of the jacket. It's
Wow,
probably on
that was not the direction I intended to go.
It's not something I think we want to completely go for.
Eyes forward.
The problem is my eyes forward see behind me, which is not fun.
Trip someone they come in, but go on.
Hopefully it's a little bit better.
So Korea was really, really fantastic. Apart from just actually visiting Korea, which is always a whole lot of fun, we got to spend a lot of time with the folks at XL Games, and they are an amazing team over there. Just the folks that we have to deal with all the time are so much fun, and they're very nice. They take us out for really good food, and then we sit down and we have really long conversations about stuff that's going on in the game, about where things are going, how it's doing in North America. And one of the really cool things that came out of this particular trip is that we found a way to do something that both of us have wanted to do for a while. And that is to bring the most recent version of ArcheAge, the 1.2 version from Korea, to North America. So there is just a couple of impacts to that, and I want to get that out of the way really quickly because I know folks have really been looking forward to beta in June. And unfortunately, there are some additional translations that are needed because of the new content. And so we are going to need to push beta just a few weeks, not too far.
Not a huge
and we actually have managed to rearrange the schedule and work things out so that we're not going to really negatively impact the launch date.
Yep.
So we're still very comfortably...
Yeah,
it's all front-loaded. We're very comfortably in 2014 still for ArcheAge, and I can't wait till we can actually get things out to you folks to see it.
Seriously. I mean, the most joy that we have is when we dive into the alpha or future the beta and see what people are up to, see the guild versus guild drama, which is fantastic, and we enjoy it, but also seeing people who are celebrating the first time that their ship has been constructed, or they finished their home for the first time, or successfully finished a trade run.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But again, the release window has not been changed. Like we said at the beginning, 2014.
So it should still be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But some of the reasons that we wanted to bring you 1.2 was that it really added a lot of very cool things. Some of them aren't really big things, but they add a lot to the game.
There's a lot of quality of life, a lot of polish improvements, which we have a list of.
We have cheat sheets. We want to make sure we don't miss anything. There's so much going on with 1.2 and with the stuff that we have coming for you guys. So we're really looking forward to being able to bring it all to you. a big part of the reason of going directly to 1.2, rather than taking the 1.0 update and bringing that to you first, is that really 1.0 didn't quite come out as amazing and awesome that it was expected and hoped. And the 1.2 update really did a lot of tweaking to it. It kept a lot of the really cool changes with 1.0, and it fixed and tweaked some of the stuff that wasn't working out quite the way that XL Games expected it. So we're able to bring you guys the result of all of that testing that the Koreans did, and just bring you the better and improved game, which I'm really happy to do.
One of the parts of MMOs is they are never done.
Yes.
They are constantly being updated, so we're able, by grabbing the whole thing, we're able to get the full package of changes instead of taking half and half and doing them separately.
So we're really looking forward to that. I know there's silly little changes in there. They're small changes that really mean a lot to me. But they're things like when I select a power, it goes directly to my hotbar. That doesn't happen on alpha right now.
Yep.
That will happen. It's very, very cool.
There's probably one of the more big convenience features, especially for crafters, is actually the crafting folio is now searchable. You can search by recipe names, and you can search by ingredients. So when you have something and you're like, I don't even know what this is used for, never seen it before, you can search every skill, not just the skills you have. You can search and find all the recipes that ingredient is used in, which is super handy.
Yep. Because don't forget, in ArcheAge, you can actually make everything at the base tier. Yep. If you want to specialize in a skill, that just allows you to make some higher level, cooler things, and to have a better chance of critting.
Yep. Some people may be familiar with the concept of glider turbulence. That was a change that went in with 1.0. The goal of that change was basically that hopping from one ship to another, like sending your whole group over to attack another ship. The other ship is basically sitting ducks. I mean, you basically can see them from a mile away, glider right onto their boat, and take them out before they can even see you back. They added glider turbulence in 1.0 to make using a glider to board another ship more difficult, more unpredictable. It was a little too much. Yeah. It became actually incredibly difficult to board a friendly ship, which is not really the point. So they did back off on some of the severity of that change. There is still glider turbulence, but it's not the level of you're never going to board another boat ever again.
It's a bit of a skill challenge now, as opposed to this is almost impossible.
Yep.
Which is going to be really, really cool.
Yep. I think it is definitely important to note that even with all the changes of 1.2, even with all of its improvements and everything, we are actually still keeping to all the changes we've mentioned over the last, since alpha. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Live. Yeah. So things like, for instance, the international trade routes, the split for 80-20, for trade pack turn-ins. These are all staying. It's not like we're resetting the board that far. So no worries there.
Yeah, all of our custom version changes are still in. I believe in the first alpha build, they will not be there.
Right.
So I don't want anyone to be surprised because we're getting a fresh branch from XL Games. The first time this goes out to alpha, people will talk about it and they'll see the trade routes, the cross-ocean trade routes are not currently on our intended version. The trade pack split is still going to be 80-20 until we get the next build, 60-40, until we get the next build that has our actual custom tweaks in it.
Yep. So we'll make sure and let everybody know what those things are when we actually get 1.2. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Patch notes are coming.
On the alpha server, and we are trying to get that there as quickly as possible. We're working with Excel to make sure that we have a version that is at least mostly in English, and has things in it that enable you guys to actually go ahead and play.
Yep.
So as you can tell, we've been kind of busy. It wasn't some leisure cruise that they were off in Seoul. It was doing actually a lot of work, some late nights, because I would be working late and I would still see you guys up, which was probably like, 3 in the morning for you or something absurd like that?
Yeah, we had some late mornings.
Yeah.
Early morning, whatever.
Yeah, the weirdest
part
was the work in the morning, and people would be working, and then people at the home office would go to sleep. And then I would get back to the hotel ready for bed, and people would be waking up to go to work. And it was like, sweet, I get constant round-the-clock work access. That's cool.
That's lovely and wonderful and what we always wanted.
Yeah. So one other thing that, forgive me if you guys actually already mentioned, but we also had a question, I've been seeing a lot of questions about the in-game store and when they might see it.
So the store is going to be going live for beta. We actually are hoping to get it onto alpha a little bit sooner than that, but we ran into a little bit of an issue, and we want to make sure that it's fixed so that it doesn't negatively impact anything. But all the folks that are on alpha are going to have their credits that they got as getting a Founders Pack. You will also be able to use those credits on beta. It is the same credit pool, so keep that in mind as you're spending from one to the other. Folks who bought gold and silver Founders Packs will also get their credits when beta opens up, and so you'll have those available to spend on beta. And anyone who gets a beta invite because they were lucky or they won it in a contest will also get a stipend of credits. We want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to try out the store and really let us know which things make more sense. So, cool. Yeah. You want to actually go through some of the things that are going to be on the store? We can give a high level. I know you've been working on it. Now I put you on the spot.
I know.
I totally put her on the spot.
Well, fine. So if you're going to put me on the spot, I will say straight up, we do have a test labor potion on the store. It's the biggest one people ask about. There absolutely is a labor potion on the store. We are being very careful about how we do introduce those, and we will be monitoring the sales and the use of that item and the feedback to it to see where is that on the line of, is this useful and good, or is this seen as overpowering and too much?
And keep in mind, the labor potion that we have on our store does have a cooldown on it.
It's true.
Yep, it is not unlimited labor potion that you can just keep spamming and get more labor.
No.
So also that sort of brought up another really good point, and I want to make sure it's clear to everybody. Everyone playing on alpha and on beta, the reason that we want to make sure that you guys have a chance to play this game, or in addition to just getting you excited about it and giving you a preview, is that we want your feedback. So we are making some tweaks to westernize some of the features of the game. We're putting things like the labor potion on the store. We are also tweaking things, like the Gilda Stars on the intercontinental.
I say international, but
international. Let's go with international because I can say that better. Trade routes, as well as a couple of other tweaks. And so we want to make sure that those are the right things for you guys. So we definitely want your feedback as you're playing through. As we get 1.2 on the servers, and then as we go through beta. Beta will all be on 1.2.
1.2 will also go to alpha before beta. I've seen some people asking if they will see it first. Yes, it will be on alpha before beta.
Well, and actually, I think that's the whole point is that we've actually been talking about, even though there are, 70,000 words, which actually someone did the calculation, said it's about the length of a mystery novel or a thriller or something like that. There's a Wikipedia article on it, whatever. So it's a lot of translation. The long and short is that basically we'll have on alpha before that translation is completed. So you're going to see a partial, won't be complete. But no, our goal is to get it to you guys as quickly as possible. We want that feedback. That's really important to us. Someone totally just ate it behind me. I hope that they're okay.
Wow. All right then.
There's the fun of having our live stream studios upstairs now.
Yeah.
Open to the public.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for that chicken mouse to be used. But
it'll happen.
Hopefully not.
Anyway, but I think the thing is to note is that even though we will be bringing 1.2 to alpha before beta, there's no wipe plan for alpha. We don't have to wipe between the current build and 1.2, so no worries there.
Wow.
We're enjoying the
scroll. We're being distracted by the scroll, which is quite entertaining.
So, as you can tell, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks, actually, even though we've already had a couple of busy weeks.
It is. It's going to be a lot of fun.
But now you guys are going to be involved. It'll be great.
Yeah. You guys will actually get to see what we've been working on.
Yeah.
Yes, which is always fun. So we have one other very cool thing that's going to be coming as we push 1.2 to alpha.
Yep.
And this is a little sneak peek for those of you, or I guess not a sneak peek, but a surprise announcement for folks who are watching the live stream. You get to hear it before anybody else does. We are going to be opening up a second alpha server. Our current alpha server's land is pretty well full. Yep. And we want to make sure that folks who are purchasing the Archeum Founders Pack moving forward, as well as any of the existing Archeum Pack folks who want to try out starting on a new server, maybe on the different faction, have an opportunity to do that.
Yep.
So that server will be coming live as we push 1.2 to the alpha environment.
Yep. I wanted to name it Land Grab, but they wouldn't let me.
I was actually...
She did.
In my head, I was like, have we named it? Because I really want to ask the name, but I don't want to put you guys on the spot. It's like, no, it's going to be Alpha 2. It's going to be really staid and not
I expect that to be
inventive
bloody.
at all.
No, it is not.
That's a good name.
It's going to be Omega.
Omega. Yeah.
Omega, okay.
It is Omega. We call Alpha and Omega.
Yep.
Subtle.
Because it amuses me.
So, let's see. Basically, again, the whole purpose of this is to get feedback from you guys, because it's that feedback that helped us actually make the decision to, skip 1.0.
Go to 1.2 to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that actually is, since we're talking about current events, I've been seeing a lot of people asking about the gold spammers. I got to tell you, we've got a internal chat room where it's basically just the support team, and they are constantly taking care of this. I mean, they have banned, I think it's now in it is in the thousands, and we'll actually have a proper news post about it, talking about the details.
It's many thousands.
But it's many thousands. And when you guys report it, it doesn't just go into some waste bin, it doesn't go off into the air. We action it, and we investigate it, and we take care of it. Yep. So the more you report, the more that you send it into support, we will take care of it. So no, this is not something we're ignoring at all.
Yep. They've been getting clever. It's actually been an interesting back and forth.
Yes.
Watching them try to adapt to being banned, which is...
It's fun and exciting. Yeah, and then we are also working with Excel to continue to improve. They are actually doing it on their own. They don't need us to help them out, but we're giving them suggestions and ideas nonetheless to go ahead and improve the ability for the game to automatically detect these spammers and mute them and kick them as appropriate. Yeah, so part of that is reporting, so please report.
Yeah. So I am seeing one question which we should probably address, which is the location of said alpha server.
So as much as I wanted to put the second alpha server in AMS, I mean,
that was the initial hope that we could do that.
We really tried to get that server in AMS. The second alpha server...
AMS is Amsterdam.
Sorry, that's Amsterdam. I'm using internal codes here. The second server will be in the US. It has to do a lot with the amount of infrastructure that we need to support an environment. Unfortunately, because there is a decent amount of lag between North America and Europe, setting up a server in Europe that talks to the infrastructure in North America will really not be a pleasant experience for anyone on that server. Yep. So it's not something that we want anybody to do. Yep. So we are going to be having it with us here in North America. Yep. And do keep in mind, though, that we will not be keeping these servers up after OBT. Yep. So you get to play on alpha all the way till OBT, and as we get closer and can actually announce dates, that'll give you an idea. Yeah. But it's quite some time out. We have to get through beta. And then we will be bringing the servers down, and they will not be coming back up again until we need them for testing. Yep. So I know that some folks were talking about maybe continuing to just play on the alpha server.
Not the point of the alpha.
That's not the point of it. It is a test server.
We've been pretty clear about that from day one. So
it's not a live server.
It is not a live server. It is a test server, and it will continue to be a test server.
Yeah. It's also definitely important to verify that during beta, we will have servers for EU.
You stole my comment. I want to say beta will have Europe servers. That is what the backbone infrastructure is being set up for now. Yeah. And that will be in place prior to beta.
We even talked about it, and we had a little back and forth on that. Oh, can we steal the beta servers?
We can't. Last week, that's been part of the discussion as well.
Yeah, we did.
No, we tried that angle. It didn't pan out.
It would unfortunately take too long for us to set up a second set of backbone servers in Europe in order to support both alpha and beta. So we will have European servers for all of our beta events, including the first few will be in English only, but folks can play from anywhere. And then when we can introduce French and German as those translations get rolled in, if you're playing in English and you want to play in French or German, you get to keep all of your characters. You don't have to start over. You simply say, now I want to play in French. Yep. And you'll be set.
So I'm seeing a couple of questions that I just quickly want to address. One is about farm sales. I believe that we don't have a method planned for farm sales in the game, but we do have a plan for
1.2.
Oh, it is. I thought it was just houses.
No, right now it's houses only. 1.2. That's right. I forgot about that one.
They're more up to date than I am right now.
So 1.2 is the secure house sales system comes in for that.
Yeah, and then one of the other ones I wanted to address, since we've been talking about beta, folks have been asking about the number of beta servers, and the short answer is that sufficient. We definitely are realistic about how crowded the alpha's been. This is why we're expanding to a second alpha, and we're using that information and the data on player activity and such, and it'll be enough. Yep. We don't have an exact number to share quite yet, and we will when we get to that stage, rest assured. But
well, they'll be able to see how many names are on the list.
Exactly.
It'll be easy.
Exactly. So, there you go. Did we have...
someone said, can I play in Swahili? No, sorry. We are not localizing to Swahili.
Not current plan.
Their secure house sale system, yes, for houses and farms.
Yes. It is basically the option to list your property up for sale for a set price that anyone walking by can buy, or you can list it for sale to a specific individual if you've worked out a deal with someone already and you want it to go directly to them in a secure manner. It allows you to restrict that sale to them as well.
Cool.
I think that was sort of everything we came prepared to just kind of refresh from the announcement earlier.
I do want to grab level cap because I've seen that. So
Please,
people know 1.0, 1.2, the max potential level goes up to 55. We will be launching with that restricted to 50, similar to other regions. Don't know if that would be a huge surprise, but yes, expect that to be released later.
Did we want to open up to just, I mean, we've kind of already been engaging the
We have already been
chat
engaging.
questions.
I mean, really, this is about talking about 1.2 and all of the cool things that are in there.
Yeah.
Can you copy to Omega? I'm not sure.
No.
I don't think so.
Nope. Last we talked about that one, it
I
wasn't
don't
really
know.
feasible.
I think so.
And let's see, I know there was one that scrolled by before it
I just saw that one.
disappeared.
There was lots of stuff.
So we've said a few times about the beta duration. For each beta event, they're going to last between 3 and 5 days. They'll last over weekends. They'll last during the week. It'll range between event, but we'll have a good mix of the two durations, the two types. But they will not be 24/7, except for
They'll be 24 hours a day while they're up.
while they're up, yes.
Yes.
But not like the alpha where it's constantly up.
Yeah. Right. I've seen a couple of questions about the new races, and the new races are not live in our build. So
They're not live in Korea
They're not live
either.
in Korea either.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, what we've been
they're
saying
live
is
in Korea.
let's focus first on getting the game live, on launching, and then we can expand.
Yep. And certainly, as the different updates go to Korea, we will be rolling them into our own version as quickly as possible, given the fact that we have to localize in 3 different languages, which is a fun and exciting experience.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Saw one which I definitely wanted to address.
Sure.
Questions about basically any sort of IP blocking. We don't have plans to
No plans to do
block.
that.
Nope.
Nope.
Not for any region. So
Yep.
there you go.
Credits being refunded, yes. If you spend your test credits during alpha and beta, they will be refunded when the game goes live. And I'm assuming Head Start as well, for those of you who have Head Start.
Yes, for anybody who has a Founders Pack. Well, let me clarify that.
Yeah.
If you purchased a Founders Pack,
Yeah.
you'll get your credits back with Head Start, and whenever you log in after that, you'll have your credits. If you are a free beta player who just got an invite to one of the beta events, you'll have some credits to play with in beta, but you will not have those credits again at launch.
Yep. Let's see. I had a good question about what wipes we are planning on doing, and we will be wiping between OB, which is open beta, and Head Start. So we start nice and clean right at the beginning.
Yep.
So that is
Head
definitely
Start is an
important to bear in
actual
mind.
Head Start.
Yep.
Yep.
It is as it's named.
Absolutely.
People are asking about more store items. I mean, expect to see some of the obvious stuff like mounts, expect to see costumes, expect to see color variants of mounts that are already in the game, expect to see name changes, or not name changes, gender changes, appearance changes, those kinds of things. It's pretty standard. I mean, our goal has always been we don't intend to ever sell the best of an item on the store. It always needs to be equivalent or have a version of acquiring it in-game.
Yep.
So I'm also seeing a lot of questions on stuff we've actually already answered earlier in the stream. If you have anything that's on 1.2, on the decision to move to 1.2, anything like that, definitely check out the website. We have a full announcement with a lot of things actually that we addressed earlier in the stream. You can check it out there. And I think we've actually also been answering more questions in that thread than anywhere else with regards to a lot of things that I'm seeing asked here. So if we don't get to your question, it's usually because we've already answered it. So no worries on that. But just quickly to reiterate, since we talked about it at the very beginning of the stream, for our beta schedule, it has been pushed up by a couple of weeks. We're saying weeks, not months, weeks. So yeah, that is why you're not seeing us doing it during June.
Yep. So, folks, there was a quick clarification. I just want to make sure that it's clear about the timing and when you can play in alpha and beta. So, if you buy an Arcane Founders Pack, you have access, or you win an alpha key here, you have access to alpha 24/7. If you get into the betas, then you have access to the beta 24 hours a day while the event is running. So, we'll start it up in the morning, on a Thursday or on a Tuesday, and it'll run all the way through the Monday or the Thursday, depending on when we started it. And you will have, so while the servers are up, you'll have access to it the full time.
Our chat scroll got locked.
Sorry.
It's cool.
I was trying to catch something.
So there are two things I see a lot, and I'm seeing it come up in chat as well. Borderless windowed mode and invert chat or invert y-axis on the mouse.
Our two most popular
Huge
technical
commonly
questions.
requested
It comes
things.
up every single live stream.
It does.
We are asking for them. I know borderless windowed is currently under talk, consideration, development. They do intend on doing that at some point. As soon as we know more and we can confirm when those are coming in, I will be super psyched to tell you guys, because that is probably one of the most popular feedback pieces we get.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody also asked about darker skin colors. That is also in that category. That is something that Excel wants to do. And it is a matter of figuring out where it can fit in the schedule.
Yeah. We actually got a good question, which I actually don't know the answer to. What is our timeline for bringing up Alpha Server 2, otherwise known as Omega?
It's going to go live when 1.2 goes live.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And since you guys know 1.2 will go to alpha before beta goes, and you
be
know
happening
that beta is
before
in a
beta.
couple of weeks, I imagine you have a pretty good
Kinda
window.
slot that.
Are you narrowing down our schedule yet? There,
We have some people who've gotten real close. I expect more people to start
we've seen some
guessing.
interesting guesses on
we
the
have
forums.
seen some very interesting guesses.
Yep. Let's see. There was, go
So
ahead.
somebody just asked a question about colorblind mode, and one of the things that's a little interesting working with a third-party developer is explaining things like what colorblind mode is. If they don't have anyone who's colorblind, they don't necessarily understand the things that need to be done. So for the folks who are colorblind or who work very closely with folks who are colorblind, who understand all of the little bits and pieces that need to be in place for folks who are colorblind to play ArcheAge specifically, please send the information to our alpha email address, and we'll post that on the forums to make sure you have it. But we need the specifics. We know what some of the things are because we've worked with Rift, and we've actually worked with some folks before who are colorblind that helped us understand what is needed. But none of us are colorblind, so it's a little bit
I don't
challenging.
see it when I don't see the problem right away. I need
Right.
someone to tell me.
Exactly.
Please tell me.
So please tell us. We are happy to work with folks and work with Excel to try to make that happen, but we need specifics. I can't just go to Excel and say, make it work for colorblind.
Exactly.
That's not going to work.
One thing that I've seen a lot of people asking about is actually name reservation. We said it actually from the beginning. We don't have plans to allow for name reservation. The Head Start will be actually your best opportunity to claim both your character names and your guild names. But no, we won't have any sort of like before the server's open system for that.
Right.
So.
Yep.
And then one other thing that I saw being asked also was about, let's see, language-specific servers when we go live. And we do not actually have plans for language-specific servers.
correct.
We will have regional servers, which actually anyone will be able to access if they so desire.
Sure.
But it won't be locked into individual languages.
All right, you'll be able to play in any language on any server.
I see questions about where to go. Oh, tax certificates for house taxes.
that's right.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Even with the 1.0 version, it does convert over to the tax certificate system for paying your house taxes.
So just for the folks who aren't that familiar
Yeah.
with it, whenever you place either a farm or a house in ArcheAge or an aqua farm, you have to pay taxes on that property in order to maintain ownership of that space. It's really more of a rental. So when you get that space, you use these tax certificates to pay your taxes. And the taxes will range depending on the size of the property, how many properties you have, and the type of the property. Tax certificates are going to be available in 3 different ways. So you can get them by spending labor. You can actually craft tax certificates to pay your own taxes.
Yep.
For folks who are patrons, you will have an opportunity to gain tax certificates through a specialized patron currency that we're going to be giving you.
Yep.
And then for folks who want to spend some real money, you have the ability to purchase tax certificates with real money. And those tax certificates are also tradable. So if you have more money than gold, you can use tax certificates to spend your money and get somebody else's gold.
It's a fantastically fast scroll, but I think I pulled out 2 really good ones to answer. One is actually about when will founders who are currently in the alpha be actually getting their benefits? And the answer is that in the beta, we will actually grant the benefits that you've...
Open beta.
no
guarantees to before that.
My apologies. In the open beta, we'll be granting them, and then again at Head Start. So you can use them up in the open beta, and then you'll get them all fresh at the beginning of Head Start.
Of Head Start. Which really, for founders, Head Start is launch.
Right. And then, I had the other one.
I know, sorry.
There.
freaking
It was
head.
there.
I will think of it.
For tax certificates, so you have the option of spending real life money, or you have the option of spending in-game gold, or you have the option of spending your labor, or the option of spending your founders patron currency. Yeah. So quite honestly, there's a bajillion ways to pay your taxes. Don't sweat it too much. I prefer it to the gold system only.
I do too.
Because you're really I'm like, okay, well, if I played less this week, I have a lot more labor, do it that way. Played a ton this week, made a ton of gold, do it that way. It's actually a better system, I think, personally.
I've actually been playing on Alpha, sitting there and having to pay my taxes. And can I have tax certificates yet? I really want them.
It's way better.
That'd be so much better.
Tax certificates pay the taxes on your houses, for the person who just asked that. So when you place a house, you owe a certain, upfront money for placing the land, and every week you owe a certain amount of money based on the number of properties you own, and the size of those properties has some impact, mostly the number. Every week to keep those properties, you owe more taxes. So tax certificates is how you pay them every week.
And you have 2 weeks of grace time. So if you don't pay your taxes for over 2 weeks, you will forfeit the land.
Yep.
So somebody else will get to go ahead and claim that land. So if you don't think you're going to be in the game for long, sell your property. You'll get some in-game gold, and you don't have to worry about paying taxes anymore.
Yeah.
So I remembered my question. So because I saw it again, actually.
All right.
So it's actually two. One is about new tiers. The other one is about alpha during beta. So when we have closed beta events, the alpha server will be brought down. Reason why? We want. Oh, I heard a noise.
That one's.
I heard a little squeak.
That one's been.
Oh my gosh.
Actually say that
Am I out of data on my information?
Well, it's up for debate.
Yeah.
So we have heard you guys, when you guys have been talking about how you really want to keep alpha up during the beta events. And so we are considering it.
Yep. There are pros and cons to both.
There are pros and cons to both. So we will give you more information as we get closer to beta on whether or not it's up.
Now, no, it's okay. Did I mention that I haven't been in the office for the last couple of days? So I haven't gotten a full download yet.
I will say, keep in mind, if we do leave alpha up for the first beta event, there is no guarantee that it will remain up through further beta events. So we may try it and see how it works.
See how it goes.
And then if it doesn't work, and we don't get enough people on beta, then we will make adjustments as it moves forward.
Yep.
So we will do what we can. We hear you guys. We are thinking about it, and we're going to see what we can do. No promises at this point.
Yeah. Really quickly, 1.2 class balance changes. Yes, 1.2 includes all of the class changes in 1.0 and 1.2. Our level limit simply restricts you from obtaining the level 50 plus skills. It does not prevent any of the 1.2 changes to the lower level skills and combat balance in general.
And then I also want to answer the one about patch notes as well. But first, NUI tiers.
NUI tiers.
So NUI tiers are actually going to be deprecated. Yep. They won't be available when we move over to the new build.
Yep.
And they will actually be tradable, I believe, for some amount of gold or
vendor
silver. So vendor sellable.
So they won't disappear, but you can basically they'll be useless until you sell them to a vendor. Yeah.
And then, about the patch notes. I think for those who've actually read the thread and read my many answers to said thread, we will have the patch notes available either shortly before or just at when we actually bring 1.2 to alpha. My goal is to bring it up actually a little bit earlier, see if we can get it up in advance so you guys can read it through and evaluate and critique and theory craft even before you touch it, because that's what y'all do. But no, we want to definitely let you guys see what's coming. So
someone does mention they love finding NUI tiers, and I do want to bring up the exploration point quests, the hidden quests that when you find a location, you get a NUI tier right now. We are currently in a variety of discussions on different options for what to put on those points. But the goal is to not leave those points unrewarded. We want you to feel awesome when you find them. You want to be like, fireworks and prizes.
Yeah, and you'll do like what I did the other day and spend 20 minutes trying to get to a spot and then fail miserably because there's a tier at the top and I just couldn't get there.
You get the nice visual reward. Feels good.
Yeah, it is nice when it happens.
Let's see.
All right. So someone just asked quickly about nations, and I just wanted to bring this up. So we will not have nations live in our game when we go live. The reason for that is that nations are currently causing some challenges in Korea, and XL Games is in the process of fixing them so that they'll actually be a lot more fun to work with. And until they actually have them fixed, it makes more sense to let them fix them. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and let them do that. And then once they're fixed and resolved, we will go ahead and incorporate them into our game. It's definitely something that we want to include. Someone asked quickly, what are nations? And I guess a bunch of folks may not know what they are.
Yeah, it is the ability to establish your own player faction. You essentially become separate from East or West faction or Pirate faction. And you are considered a completely separate aggro table to everything else in the game, including other players. So there's pros and cons to that because it can make you aggro now to a double or triple set of players.
I'm looking forward to making Scapes Nation.
Scapes Nation. It's not easy. I mean, it's like
hard.
The castle claiming stuff already is challenging, and like Nations is a little bit above that because it's kind of that is end game essentially is establishing your own country basically.
Yep.
Which totally reminds me of one of the other questions that soared by, which I definitely wanted to address. People asking about when will the other areas in Aurora be claimable?
Yes.
Actually, you guys want to take?
I don't know when exactly.
So they're tied with Nations.
Are they tied with?
They are tied with Nations.
I'm like, I know there's a reason they're turned off in our build. Yeah,
they're tied in with the Nations, and so as we turn Nations on, we will be turning those on. Yep.
And then I can have Scapes Nation.
And then you can have Scapes Nation.
All right.
Yep.
There are additional zones that we will not be going live with that are primarily for the levels 51 through 55.
Yep.
And as we turn on level 55, which we will be doing as folks get to level 50 and are ready for new content, then we will have those additional zones online.
Mm-hmm. Someone's asking the exchange between gold to Nui tiers.
I don't remember. Is it like
I know what it is. So they are not tradable, so I don't mind saying it's 20 silver.
Okay,
per
I know
tier.
it's some silver.
Yeah, since you can't trade them, it's not really like you can speculate on it too much. So
and again, this is only going to affect alpha.
This is not going to be a problem.
Not a live issue at all.
Yep.
So. Oh, I would never use dev hacks. I see you, Captain Vise, accusing me of using dev hacks to form my nation, to build up my wall. No, I'm going to do this for real.
Yeah, no, we actually get a little grumpy with people who try to use dev hacks on alpha now.
Yeah.
This is a big server now.
Yeah. Someone is asking about beta download. Yes, beta is a separate download.
Beta is a separate download.
So we will be doing pre-downloading, but do be prepared that beta is going to be a separate install.
Mm-hmm. I do also want to warn the folks that are on alpha right now, speaking of full downloads, the migration from our current alpha to 1.2, which will be our build 4.0, so you'll start hearing us talk about 4.0, is going to be a full download. So we will try to give you guys as much warning as possible and potentially even allow you guys to do some pre-downloading if we can. We will have a very extended downtime for that migration. There's a lot of server work that has to go on, a lot of database changes to make all of that work. That's all going to take us a while. We want to make sure we get it right and we don't mess up your characters. So we're going to have a very long downtime for that. But we will have the patch up and available for you to start downloading during that downtime. Yeah. So hopefully you can get a bit of a head start on that, and when the servers come up, you'll be all ready and patched and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's asking Hereafter and Refined Hereafter stones. Actually, similar to Nui's tiers.
Yeah.
When we switch to 1.2, your Refined Hereafter stones will convert to Hereafter stones at a rate of 3 to 1. So you will gain 3 of the regular Hereafter stones for converting them. And then teleports now only use regular Hereafter stones. It just takes 3 of them to do a cross-continental teleport. Or cross-ocean teleport.
Cross-ocean teleport, which makes me very happy, because now I only have to have 1 stack of things in my inventory, because I have lots of stacks of many things in my inventory.
I saw an interesting question actually about Head Start, and even though Head Start's a little bit further out than we're ready to really talk about, there's a fellow asking basically about will that person have the choice of which server they want to Head Start on, and the answer is yes.
Yes.
I mean, they'll be able to
There'll be
choose
multiple.
whichever one.
Yeah. We'll have a selection of servers available for Head Start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we are going to have more servers available to us than we will open up during Head Start.
Yep.
Primarily because we want to make sure that if this game goes absolutely crazy wild after Head Start and we allow free players in, that we have servers to support all of them.
To expand.
We want to be able to get bigger.
Yes.
I know an answer to one.
No.
The question about will there be more world bosses? And I think we actually just determined that because of 1.2, that there's a new...
That's in...
So it's in 1.3.
Oh, it's in
Korea
1.3.
has announced it, so it's not a spoiler.
That's true. That's true. It has
There
been
is
announced.
another ocean
I was trying
cafe
to
in
spoil
development
you guys.
in Korea right
Trying
now.
to
It
get
is
you information.
once it goes live in Korea, obviously we'll know more about how quickly we get that patch.
Yeah.
But yeah. Don't worry.
But I was very
live
excited about it,
That's
so
okay.
I thought I would share. But,
It will be a very cool... There is a video up about it, so they're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Someone keeps asking flying mounts. There are no such thing as flying mounts in the game. There
They're
is a
gliders.
combo gliding mount that we are currently evaluating, but we do not intend to be using that on day one in our store.
So, and again, the sloth gliders and also the same bucket as those particular mounts, they are really the best in slot, and we don't want to sell best in slot. So we're talking with Excel about different options, whether we can make those available in the game, make them available for gold or Gilda stars, so that folks who don't want to buy it on the store also have an opportunity to get it. Because really, it's kind of not fun if the only way you can get something is by paying money. It's more fun to earn it.
I definitely want to answer the question about ping-dependent skills and when we anticipate those be fixed.
That should be in our second 1.2 version, because again, that's a westernization change that we requested. The first version of 1.2 that we put on alpha does not include our custom changes. Ideally, the second one will.
And that should be before beta, right?
Yes.
That should be the build we use for beta.
For beta, yeah.
Yeah.
For beta weekends, or actually, again, they're not beta weekends, they're beta events. You messed me
They're
up.
not just weekends.
The data, the progress on each beta should actually progress between one and the other, barring some sort of catastrophic issue or a build that for some reason requires us to wipe between. But no, the goal is to actually have it persistent between events.
So generally speaking, we will be bringing the servers down in between beta events. So if you have a house or crops left on the property, that they won't time out a whole lot. You won't have like how many ever days we have in between betas worth of time accruing on your house to worry about losing it. But there will be some time that is spent while the servers are going down and coming back up again that you will actually have a little bit of a time pass in the game without you being able to access it. So you shouldn't have to worry, unless you really leave your house to the last minute, you shouldn't have to worry about your house going away. Or stuff if you've left trees on your farm or something like that, you should be fine.
Dark Toasty, we actually already answered the question about gliders over the ocean. We're going to be reducing the effect of turbulence and the rate at which it procs, so no, we're not nerfing gliders. So another good question about when the gliders that are granted through the Founders Packs will actually be granted to the players and be equippable. Will they be equippable at level 1?
Yes.
At level 1, yes.
There you go. There's your answer.
So I keep seeing this come up. I would love for someone to make a poll asking about Dolphin Mount or Soft Glider, because they seem to be competing where people are like, they can't figure out which one they want more.
That could be actually really
I'm really
interesting.
just curious to see, who's waiting for the Dolphin Mount, who's
Dolphins
waiting
are
for the
cute.
Sloth Glider.
They are.
The sloth is cute.
Sloth
I don't know.
is
They're pretty
creepy.
rad.
No, Sloth is creepy.
Cute Overload had a sloth week the other week. It was really cute.
Awesome.
Sloth, like, it dances, though, when you do it.
I know. It dances with you, and it's amazing.
Creepy-ass claws, yeah.
So, see, there we go. Sloth
I know.
Dolphin Mount.
I'm curious
This
now.
is kind of neat. I did see a question.
Kill us all.
I did see a question really quickly about the 1.2 stuff, and will we be including the changes to the trade window that actually show you what you're going to get for your trading depending on where you turn it in? And the answer is yes.
Yep.
That may be in Korean when it goes to alpha. I'm not
The
guaranteeing.
names are not. I saw it today. You know what? The names are not.
Awesome.
Because the names are pulling from our already translated strings. It's just
Great.
the title of the window.
It's just the title is in Korean. All right, so you'll be able to figure it out.
That's
I
right.
have to point this out. This is a dolphin glider suggestion.
Dolphin Glider would be
Dolphin
sick.
glider. Oh, that would be pretty sweet.
Only usable from water? Like, that
There's
would
like
be awesome.
flips and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
sprays
exactly.
water.
That would be pretty cool.
Persistent die system, yes, there already is one.
Yep.
Those are some of the items you can expect to see on the store.
Also, the item for custom crests and custom pictures on your sails and in your houses, that's all going to be in the store.
Yep.
Definitely saw one to address. Again, fellow asking if there will be or not be a wipe after open beta for the, I think, third time this live stream. Yes, absolutely there will be a wipe after open beta. No worries on that front. And then I definitely saw another one which I want to address because I think we've actually already answered on the forums, which was with regard to Gilda stars being attainable through lockboxes earned through fishing.
They will no longer be in
changed.
after 1.0.
Yes, that has
Correct.
changed.
We have not changed it. That is part of the 1.0 change. To be super clear on that one.
Right.
As part of the package of Gilda Star changes in 1.0, they have been removed from lockboxes obtained through fishing as well as New Age tiers.
And that will carry over to 1.2.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Somebody asked quickly about the Glass Phoenix. That's the glider you get in the higher level Founders Packs. The same goes to all of the items that you gain, with the exception of the glider in the Silver Pack, which I believe is the only item that is attainable any other way. They're only attainable through the Founders Packs.
Yep. We do not plan on selling the Glass Phoenix glider on the
The Glass Phoenix is really pretty, and you get to show it off that you have this awesome glider.
Soul Slayer, we actually answered earlier, we will have European localized servers, in fact, specifically Amsterdam, during the open beta. And actually, sorry, during beta.
During beta.
There's two more really exciting things I want to hit here because someone just triggered my memory on this.
Sure.
There is a reforging system coming in 1.0, 1.2.
Yes, that's right.
So you know
It's
how
really
you guys
awesome.
get really frustrated because you're trying to craft up, you're trying to like proc up gear as you're crafting, and you need like the earth ring to keep going, and you're like, no, I got like the water ring for the 50th time. So they added a system where you take 3 of those wrong type items, combine them together, and you get to reroll. So if you get failures and you're trying to keep procking up in tiers, you can actually reuse them to try again. Other thing that's pretty neat for our PvPers is they are adding experience to PvP during war.
Oh, yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you
that's
kill
exciting.
someone during wartime, you gain experience. You also gain experience if you healed someone. If you were the top 2 healers, someone who killed someone else. So there is kill assist coming for that XP.
Let's see. I know I saw one other good one that came by, but we are
Can we buy
towards the end of
patron
our
status
time here.
without using real money?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's important.
Much like Rift, we have Apex, which we
named now.
have a name for it. Apex is an item that someone buys for real money. It is worth credits. That item can be listed on the auction house. Players can buy that item from the auction house for gold, consume it to gain credits, and use those credits to buy patron status without ever actually spending real-life money.
And because I know the question's going to come up, yes, you can use the credits in your Founders Packs to buy that patron time.
Correct.
That's also new as of this week.
Yep.
So
Is it?
yeah, we hadn't said that before.
Oh.
We hadn't said it absolutely.
We hadn't said
We
it.
had not
We
said
had
that
wanted
absolutely
to
yet.
do
You
it.
can
This is
use
the
your
first
credits to
absolutely
buy
yes.
that 30-day
Not
patron
absolutely.
status item.
Yep.
Yep.
That's true.
So that's
Yep.
exciting.
So that should be a lot of fun.
I'm seeing questions on being able to, for the gifting option, I'm not sure if you're talking about Founders Packs or in the game itself. There is absolutely a way to send people stuff in the game, other things
Yes,
in the
you
game.
can gift items through the store in the game.
But there is also the ability to gift Founders Packs. With
Not
that,
yet.
Not yet. Sorry.
It's coming.
We're planning on making that available. I keep spoiling everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. If you are a streamer or another big site that wants to do giveaways, please contact our customer service and they can help you.
Yep.
But for individuals gifting things, then that is coming. It is not very far out. The engineers are actually working on it as we speak. And so once that gets out, we will let you guys all know.
There you go.
We are also looking at doing some other really interesting things with that. So keep an eye out for that new stuff.
I knew I had one other. People keep asking these great questions.
I know.
I mean, a lot of them we've answered on the forums,
Yeah.
but it's still fun to address them here.
So somebody just asked about vanity costumes. And
They're
yes,
vanity
there will be
costumes.
pretty costumes in the store.
Yep. I'm not going to
And some not so pretty ones, actually.
I'm not going to make promises on times and when, but we have access to all of the available costume appearances currently used in Korea. If that kind of answers the question of what kind of costumes should we expect to see, we have access to all of those appearances. Not necessarily all at the same time or with all the same stats, but the appearances, yes.
I'll actually address one that I don't have an answer for, and I'm not afraid to actually say that, which is the draw distance. I know that as a player, as a stream viewer, as someone whose boat has come under attack, I also would love to see ships out from a little bit further.
Yeah.
It's something which I believe we are talking.
We have talked to
and we
Excel
have
about.
talked.
It comes up every now and again.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out a solution to it.
Yeah.
There's not really an easy solution, unfortunately.
It has a lot of DX settings that we've been tweaking with and talking to them about.
Yeah, but it's definitely feedback we've seen from you guys and ones we've actually brought to the devs. So, again, more experience retelling, talking about benefits of it, and also sharing why it is a good idea on the forums helps us out, gives us ammo.
Yes.
So, definitely.
Awesome.
All right, where can I buy the shirt you use?
We get that one a lot. I figure we might as well answer it
You
this
can't
this live
buy
stream.
the shirt.
Maybe not yet, but
No, you can't buy the shirt.
never is a long time,
Yeah.
Victoria.
I didn't say never.
She did say buy and not
I said
necessarily
buy.
acquire somehow.
right.
There may be ways to acquire the shirts later.
And sorry, the combining 3 bad crafts. I hate calling them bad crafts because they're useful to someone somewhere. It is
Not
not
what I
only for
wanted.
jewelry, it's for any of the items that have that elemental type roll. They do not have to be 3 of the same items. You actually break them down to a subcomponent, and any 3 of those subcomponents can be combined.
Right. So somebody brought up the Guild of Stars again, and I just wanted to clarify how this is going to work. So the way we have it on Alpha is from, I want to say almost a year ago in Korea. Since then, they have changed it in Korea so that you couldn't get Gilda stars from anywhere. And that was specifically done to address an economic issue with the fact that too many people had too many Gilda stars in Korea.
Yeah, huge inflation.
They had terrible inflation. And so they made that change in order to address that specifically for their market.
Yep.
So coming to the States, of course, we don't have that issue in North America and Europe because, well, it's a new game.
Nothing's there to
There's
inflate.
nothing there.
Yeah, it's brand new.
So it's brand new. Some of the things that we've done is the We Together, that's XL and Tryon. We've gone ahead and XL has added Gilda stars to a lot of the story quests. And we're continuing to work with them on tweaking the numbers of stars that you get to make sure that you have enough stars to be able to get a boat or a house. Depending on the house that you want, you might be able to get a boat and a house or almost a house. So that's going to be just on the story quests themselves. You'll be able to get Gilda stars. We were talking about other PvE-oriented ways of getting Gilda stars as well. And the dailies that are currently in Korea will still be in our version of the game. So that is still an option if you want to do dailies.
And keep in mind those dailies, as of 1.0, the ones that give Gilda stars guarantee Gilda stars every day. Currently, pre 1.0, they do not. They cycle through a few different items.
They're
it's a
always
really
gonna
key point that they do guarantee a set number every day.
Right. And then, of course, we have worked with XL to get the Gilda stars added back into overseas trading.
Yeah, overseas trading.
I always get intra and intercontinental mixed up. So overseas trading. So if you go ahead and take a trade back and you get on the water and you go to the other continent, you will have the option of getting either Gilda stars or the, what are we calling them now? They were called dyes, but they're really reagents for crafting.
They're crafting reagents.
They're
Crafting
reagents.
stabilizers, I think, is the term that we use for them. Because
Okay.
dyes is a very specific item.
Yeah,
that's
they're not
already
really a
in the game.
dye. They're something
So they're
different.
basically stabilizers is what we're calling them. They're a required component for higher level crafting.
So you've got a number of different ways to be able to get Gilda stars. And the other really sort of interesting thing that I find that they did is they added in the ability or the requirement for high-level crafting to use a component that is created from Gilda stars. Yep. So if you've gotten everything you wanted, you've gotten the house you wanted, you've gotten the boats you wanted, you have everything else, you can still go ahead, and you love doing trade routes, you can still go ahead and do those trade routes, get the Gilda stars and sell them for gold.
Yep. It's not specifically the Gilda stars, to be fair.
That's true. You have to convert it to
break
dust
them
and you
down.
sell the dust.
The dust is tradable, the Gilda stars are not, and that's how they made it a tradable item, basically, that you can use it for other people, is 1 Gilda star, 2 dust. And the different recipes require different amounts
And
of
Evan's
dust.
been trying to interrupt me for the last 5 minutes.
It's okay. I've just been seeing a collection of folks asking the same question a few times of me, and I definitely wanted to address it. I want to make sure that I know what you're actually asking, though. It was the question about target assist or assist to select a target. Now,
Target of target?
that's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure out if they're simply, there we go, the target assists or assists on marked targets. Now, if you're talking about assists as in like assisted kills in PvP, I actually don't know offhand if that's in. If you're talking about visual assist, like helping people select their targets, you actually do have the ability to flag individual NPCs and say, go for the star, go for the horseshoe. But somehow I think you probably already know that's in the game. So I'm not quite understanding your question. I'm actually going to invite whomever it was who first started asking the question before everybody else started repeating it because we were avoiding it. Not avoiding it, just hadn't gotten to it yet.
Gotten to it.
Yell at me on the forums.
Yep.
We'll figure out what your question is and answer it one way or the other. If I don't know the answer, that could be the answer, and we'll see if I can't find out more. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you're asking.
Yeah.
So, it has been about an hour.
Has it really been
I
about?
kinda still wanted to
it is.
keep.
know.
So,
Let's
if you
save
still
some.
have questions,
Yes.
and I'm
Yes.
seeing a lot of still questions. In fact, I do have. I will shout out because I think somebody probably saw the video we just uploaded over on Defiance asking if twerking will be an emote available in ArcheAge.
That'd be
there are a lot of
super
dance
OP.
moves. There are
Actually,
some
I'm
great
pretty sure
dance
if you
moves.
like
Awesome
back,
dances.
if you back
Actually,
up,
you
doing
back
one of
up
the
on
emotes,
one of
you
them,
kinda
there's a
do
pretty good
twerk.
twerk
Little
move.
tiny bit.
It's gonna end up as
True
a GIF.
twerking would be way too OP.
But
Can't do it.
but no, basically, if you guys still have questions, seriously, hit us up on the forums. We are
Yep.
active there. We're definitely taking a look at the questions we can answer right away. The ones we don't know, we actually take back. Talk
Yep.
to XL Games, see if we can get an answer about it. Because I'm seeing still some great questions.
there's some
that just-
fantastic questions there.
that require more. Sometimes a lot of them actually require a lot more going into depth. People asking about
Yeah.
like the lures.
There's
and
good
about
questions coming up
taxes.
this time.
Some of them we've actually already answered a couple times. That's why I don't want to. You can set a target in your group as assist, and then press the keyboard to target what your assist is targeting. Oh, that makes a lot more
Yes.
sense. Thank you, Troop86. I don't think that that's currently in.
It's not.
I missed it. What was it?
Basically, they're asking for a shortcut to be able to target
it's a
the
shortcut.
target of your buddy.
Target of target. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's in right
I don't
now.
think that's in right now.
Yeah.
It's a good request, though.
Yeah, seriously. So there, answered.
Yay!
Cool.
We do have to do our giveaway.
We do have to do a giveaway because also there's other work to be done today. I just want to.
I know. I could stay here and just talk forever. It'd be great. So,
just let's see if Nightbot does the trick.
Let's see if Nightbot does the trick.
Come on, Nightbot.
Following, not following, it's okay. I just want to make sure he does the thing.
That's the thing, right?
All right, we're going to see. We got winner is
Grimjo something.
Grimjo numbers. We'll go back and.
There we go. We got it.
I got it.
Okay, we got it.
Hang on, guys. Give me a second here. I'm just writing
That's
down names.
Grimjo69. Thank you so much and congratulations. Welcome to Alpha.
Awesome.
We're
And
gonna go
here's
for
the next
winner
one.
Number 2.
It's like fireworks going on.
Yeah, I
A little
know.
bit.
Kitamara.
Just to reiterate, when you guys are entering that command, it's not going to be
not
read by the
working.
It doesn't
bot.
help for you guys. I'm
It actually
sorry.
only makes it more difficult for us. So, I thought I saw
Did it?
him.
Did it
I
go?
saw him saying the winner.
It was Kitamara.
Kitamara.
Yeah.
All
Is,
right.
is he up here somewhere, or where'd he go? Yeah, guys, please don't spam that. It actually makes
It's
it harder
not
for
gonna
us to figure out
stop.
who the
It
winner
never
is.
stops.
All right, we'll have to go back and
We'll
find
go
that
back,
one.
but congratulations, Kitamara, we're assuming.
And
Will
here's
there
the
be a
last
costume
one.
with a straw hat? That's an awfully specific
know.
question.
I don't remember.
A straw hat one. Let's see.
Meldor Q does not follow this
And
channel.
then the last one.
Uh-oh. Meldor
There you
doesn't.
go. Yep.
He doesn't follow, though. You did say follow or not follow.
I said follow or not follow because
Yep.
well, I'm just happy the Nightbot's working.
Exactly.
And honestly, we can message him even if he doesn't.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right, that is the 3. Congratulations to our new alpha testers. And again, if you guys have more questions, hit us up on the forums.
Yes,
We're
please.
really active there now, especially now they're back from Korea. So that's, yeah, that helps. Again, thanks you guys for coming out and spending a little bit of your Thursday afternoon with us. If you haven't yet, definitely read this post. It's got a lot of
Absolutely.
your
It's
it's
got
got a lot of
answers
answers,
a lot of
a lot of good information. And actually, the folks who are already in that thread will actually probably be able to answer anything we've answered subsequently in that thread. So, yeah. But until then, we'll continue with the live streams. And